Well, hey guys, welcome back to the Atkins Rotary channel. Today, let's go over how to install corner seals. Not really a problem, but for those of you that don't know, this is where this video might come in handy. We've been making our own corner seals since what? 2000, late 90s, early 2000s-ish. And I still get asked every now and then what direction they need to go. Since then, you've got the RX-8s. There is a difference. I've already seen a couple engines come through with a problem because they were put in backwards. So let's go over that, and hopefully for you guys that are new, that just bought a car, tore the engine apart, everything fell out, everything's in the back, in the trunk, in the box, what's what, which way does it go, that kind of thing. So this is not really a problem. This is more of, this is how it needs to be. So here are the two style of corner seal springs that Mazda's used. This one Mazda used from, this is your wire style type corner seal spring. Mazda used this spring from like 74 up to 91, and then in 93 they went to this washer style, some people call it a wafer style spring. There's only one way either of those two go into the rotor, so there's no way to kind of get creative and mess that up. And then you have your three corner seals that were mainly used. This one was 86 to 2002, which has the rubber plug in it. That's right out of the Mazda box or bag. Then you have your shiny side there, needs to go face outward, where your dull side here would be your spring side. Then on the RX-8, this one's a used one, this one's a new one. But if you look at the difference, same thing on the earlier one. One side is nice and shiny. The new one has a pink dot on it. And the other side is kind of dull, but the plug is fatter on the spring side. On the used one, same thing. It's nice and shiny on the cast iron side. The spring side is kind of dull. This one's got a nick in it from where the spring was sitting, and that's fine. That's normal. Where I've seen some people have an issue, because like I said earlier, stuff falls out, you don't know where it went. You bought the car, it's all torn apart in pieces and it's in a box. But this plug is metal and it comes out. So if you put the seal in upside down, it'll stay until you turn it over, and whoops, in your intake port it goes. And that's going to be a bad day. Same thing, you know, but to hold these in, either use a little bit of super glue, or we use petroleum jelly, Vaseline, something sticky to hold them in place. On the Atkins corner seals, the solid ones, the depression side needs to face towards the cast iron, and the flat side is your spring side. After your rotor's all nice and clean, your corner seal spring goes in first, just like that. It just drops right in. Yeah, just drops right in. And then your corner seal, don't drop it. They're like chiclets. They can go everywhere. your solid corner seal goes in depression side up, and just like that. Now it does need to free float, so in your case, push it up and down. It should spring back up, no resistance. On your RX-8 corner seal springs, or on your RX-8 corner seal, same thing. In this case, we'll call this the fat bottom down because of the plug orientation, and we'll put it in, and it should move freely. If you have to get it out, I use a small screwdriver or old dental picks, wire picks, whatever work. And then if it's clean enough, you should be able to turn it by hand just a little, and then you can just pop it right back out. Another thing I will mention, between side seals, corner seals, side seals themselves, corner seals themselves, and apex seals, they all need to free float independently. So as you guys are putting the rotor back together, take your fingers and squish down each of those pieces by themselves. If you have too much carbon, or any carbon at all, especially like corner seal spring, side seal spring, or in the corner seal, side seal grooves, nothing is going to free float. It's going to lock it up. Apex seals are no different. There's two ends of that apex seal spring where you can have carbon pockets, and that's where the spring isn't touching normally, and you will have a problem. It all needs to free float. They're carbon locked. You didn't let it warm up, and there's a pack. The engine's packed full of carbon. Same thing. Everything has to free float. If something sticks, something's compromised. Not necessarily when an engine has got no compression. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's rebuild time. A lot of people think it's instant rebuild time. On your piston engines, how many videos around online where the heads are just packed full of carbon? It needs a little cleaning. You can run a cleaner through it to get most of that out. Does it need a rebuild? Maybe, but we'll have that discussion another day. But at least in the meantime, for you guys that are doing rebuilds on your own, everything has to free float. If something's binding up, why? Is it because of carbon? Is it because there's a nick in the rotor, a dent in the rotor, holding that seal from going in, or just enough to where nothing can move? Find out why. To me, that's kind of obvious, but just like I said, this is for those of you that don't know. So anyway, till next time, we're going to enjoy our nice view of the lake here at the back end of the shop. And till next time, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing.